Well, hey everybody, I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Correspondences for Friday, the 23rd of July, 2021. Well, it's the full moon tonight in Aquarius, I believe. Let me look here. I think it is. Yep, at 7:38 p.m. tonight, Pacific Daylight Time, is going to be a full moon in Aquarius. Um, so I just wanted to talk about it's the mother phase, and if you go outside and you draw and you do any of the drawing down of the moon rituals, that's always a lovely, no matter what you think the moon is. Okay, you can still look at it, spiritually and metaphorically, and view it as goddess presence, invoking goddess presence into your life. So I highly recommend you do that. I wanted to talk about the rune divination though today. Again, it has to do with breaking through barriers. Now, typically on the full moon, you're going to bring to fruition, or at least acknowledge, the intentions you've set at the new moon. You bring it to fruition on the full moon. And what does that really mean? I mean, it just means that you're going to acknowledge it. It doesn't necessarily mean that something is finished cooking, basically, although it could be. But you acknowledge the cyclical nature of it, the unfolding nature of it. And so you can do that. The favorability for anything you want to do tonight is very good. But on the full moon, I just like to just sit out there and meditate, or consider what has gone on over, between the new moon and now, in terms of what I've tried to maybe set forth, in terms of my own development or what have you. What changes have I made, between then and now? What kinds of improvements have I made on my perceptions or in my interactions with other people or what have you? It could be anything like that. Venus governs obviously tonight, and so, well, today, and so, social, or not social justice, that's not right, but it's love and partnership and all of that. I got to change that. But the bottom line here, I think, is really it. This is just a meditative type of experience tonight. You want to connect with, and you can use the trance or meditative state to connect with the goddess and draw in her awareness to inform your perceptions. With the rune divination, really, it's talking again about reunification and working through the problems that have been existing. And again, some of that is conspiracy related and cult related, and so it's going to be tough. Again, we talked about this. We've been talking about it, where you need to give people a soft place to land and a way to say, you know what, I screwed up. I thought the wrong things, and I feel, ashamed or embarrassed or whatever, whatever they feel. You have to give them that ability to do that, to bring them out of it. But basically, with Hagalaz, we have Hagalaz as the rune divination for today. Hagalaz, Ewaz, which is flow to one another, basically, and Thurzaz. So you've got two, really, that's Thor's rune. Hagalaz is the witch rune. It's the Norn rune of the past, and so it's about transformation. And so is Thurzaz, though. Thurzaz is going to break through obstacles and barriers to one thing or another, right? It's going to control unwanted behavior. It's going to, and the same with Hagalaz. Hagalaz is going to transform within a fixed framework, so it's not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And what you're really transforming is Ewaz, the energy of Ewaz, and bringing us back together. You can see Laguz forward and reverse there, and that's flow in spirit, but it's also, where is it flowing? It's flowing together. It's flowing to one another. So you can think of masculine and feminine polarity coming together, in unification. But the bottom line is here, that's what we are. We're one. We're one energy in the Creator that spreads out and focuses into these individual points of soul experience here in physical form. And so there's no way that we cannot be one. It's just a It basically, Elwaz is illustrating, that's what I said here. Elwaz is demonstrating how spirit within each one of us flows in natural harmony and reciprocity with others. It illustrates that we are one energy that cannot remain apart. So I think that especially with today's rune divination, it's really pressing the point that we've been apart for too long, and that healing has got to take place. That irrespective of how we feel about all of this, our natural state is one of harmony and unity. We are one energy in the Creator, and we have to get back to that. We have to get back to loving one another instead of trying to divide us at every turn. You've got certain people out there in the world that are doing this, that are trying to divide the world, trying to divide the country, and they're doing it for their own personal agenda. That's why you see people not making any sense, especially in Washington. They aren't making any sense. They're saying that the January 6th insurrection was just a tourist thing, that there was no violence, that it was a love fest. Really? I don't think the Capitol Police would agree with that. Neither would the lawmakers that were terrified. So, you see the damage that was done. How was that a love fest? You see? But it's this ridiculous lying that is confusing the more gullible among us. They don't know what to think. And they need our help. And they won't want it, but they have to have it anyway, because we have to get through this. This has to get over. The Delta variant apparently is way worse than the regular COVID. So people that aren't vaccinated are in hospitals now. You're seeing the hospitals being overrun again because of the Delta variant. People have to come back to reality. I'm sorry that so many people saw fit to lie. You've got one media station that is lying all the time. Well, not all of their anchors lie, I should say. There's a couple of them on there, they don't. And they call people out when they do, but the rest of them, they're all participating in this lie. And it's keeping everything off balance, and everyone off balance. It's keeping our relationships off balance. And I think that what we're seeing in terms of the cards and the runes from Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune, and what we do here, the rune divination in the forecast and in the magical correspondences, I think there's enough consistency with this that it's almost like the pressure is growing and growing and growing for clarity to return, and for people to understand that they were duped. So again, under the full moon, I mean, you can't hide from the moon's light, can you? It's there. Even if there's clouds, it's still there. And you can't, it shines a light on everything. So you need to use that energy to help illuminate the collective consciousness here, to help illuminate people and their awareness. So if you want to do any kind of working at all, it would be to cast that sort of intention for people to wake up and see the truth. See, no matter how uncomfortable or inconvenient, as the inconvenient truth expression is. I mean, truth is inconvenient, isn't it? It always is. And so, but at this point, it's the way it goes. People did some things that they shouldn't have done, and they've caused a whole lot of trouble. And those people need to be brought to account. They need to be put in jail, whatever's appropriate to be done to them. But you can't upset things this way for your own agenda and cause so much harm, because that's what's happened. The whole saying that the COVID was a hoax, the former guy doing that, all that did was get people killed. That's all it did. So, how dare he as president, in the power that he had, to not try to save the people in this country. How dare he, right? Yeah. So that's the But that's what these people are believing. They're believing him and all of the people that want to. I mean, I don't even know what this is anymore. It's not even clear anymore. But that's the bottom line. We have there is this grassroots effort to make the lie the truth, and it's not. So I think that it's destroyed relationships to the point now that it's going to be very, very difficult, to drop resistance and figure this out. But we have to. So, and I think that, and like I say, I think that the runes have been telling us this for some time, and it's getting to the point where it's serious now. So, but I think it's been serious for a long time. So we just haven't maybe known what to do about it. But I just don't think we have any choice now. So anyhow, think about that. This is a enlightening night, literally, and just see what magic you can create with it. So anyhow, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk again next week. Check out the Esoteric Influences, both the post and the video on Sunday, and be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.